Order of the Pleasant Grove City Council work session on this Tuesday, May the 17th, 2022, and welcome all of our council members who are present this evening, and the majority of our staff is here also with us. I see no one from the general public that has joined us, so we welcome all of you this evening. We'll start out on our work session with our city administrator as a recognition from our police department for the chief.
Yeah, if we can call up Chief Roberts. I'd like to, this is not on the agenda, but just a quick recognition for one of our employees.
Mayor and Council, I just wanted to relay a letter of commendation I got from Jerry Fleming, who is the president of the Fraternal Order of Police for the Fort Dix Lodge in New Jersey. It's regarding Detective Chris Ruiz here. I'll read it quickly for you. Greetings, Chief Roberts and Pleasant Grove Police Department. Detective Chris Ruiz, Pleasant Grove Police Department, was asked to provide assistance and support to the Navajo Nation in New Mexico at the request of Membership Coordinator Pat Wimmer, who shares a bond with Detective Ruiz, as they are both members of the Fraternal Order of Police through their respective lodges. A request has been made by Lieutenant Eric Treviso of the Navajo Nation Fire and Rescue for donations of toys, stuffed animals, and school supplies for the many Navajo children who were suffering from COVID-19. Detective Ruiz accepted the challenge with his usual exuberance and can-do approach to helping children. As school resource officer, his daily contact with children gives him insight as to how best to approach an opportunity and to spotlight police officers in helping a community in need. Detective Ruiz was successful in involving students, parents, school staff, and many local individuals in this effort in a matter of only a couple of weeks' time, to include delivery. Many phone calls, personal contacts, toy and other donations, pickup sites, and countless hours organizing, packing, loading, and delivery were accomplished in commendable manner. The opportunity to excel is an example of dedication to the mission Detective Ruiz presents to his supervisors, peers, and the community in all aspects of his tenure in law enforcement. As president of Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 107, Fort Dix, New Jersey, I would like to extend the Detective Ruiz a heartfelt thank you for his support of Membership Coordinator Wimmer and the Helping Others First program, now in its 29th year, in which now under the umbrella of FOP Lodge 107. We are aware of how this program has impacted the Pleasant Grove Police Department, Utah County residents, and other local jurisdictions in many ways. To extend a heartfelt thank you to Detective Ruiz and his untiring efforts to carry out this effort in an outstanding and professional manner. Local media contact Laura Giles was initiated, and Detective Ruiz's follow-through and successfully had their support for community awareness for this effort. Sincerely, Jerry Fleming, President, FOP. You did a great job. Changed a lot of lives and had a lot of help from officers in the department and coordinated it very well. So thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Can I ask why were you interested in doing that for the reservation? Do you have a tie there?
So, thank you. So Pat Wimmer is one of our honorary colonels, and she contacted me, and come to find out she's out of state. She's in Florida helping with family needs. And so I was new to what she had been doing in previous years of donating toys and stuffed animals and so on and so forth. She said, "Hey, do you mind, helping me out with this?" And I learned that helping her out meant basically doing it. and that's okay. That's okay, because she knew she wasn't gonna be able to make the trip and coordinate efforts here. So I decided to just go big with it and involved the students at Pleasant Grove High School, the community, and Pleasant Grove Police Department. And I went around and solicited certain businesses in the local area and asked them, what could you donate, and so on and so forth. And they stepped up with gift cards, monetary donations, and what have you. And the chief and the administration with the police department were very supportive, and they allowed me to go down there. And to answer your question in a very long and boring way, I don't know anybody there specifically on the Navajo reservation or the nation. But I made now some wonderful contacts and friends by doing so. And I look forward to continuing this effort in years to come and involving again the students there, helping them understand service. Thank you.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you, council. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I'll move on to our item, and our city administrator will.
We're going to have
introduce that.
Denise cover the next two items, and then after that, we'll do, we have kind of a short work session today. We'll do some department reports, and then we'll review the city council agenda. So we'll give you all the information on the city council items, so that when we get in our meeting, we don't have any public hearings, and so we can get to a point where we can just get you ready to vote during the council meeting. So with that, I'll turn it to Denise.
So Kathy said she gave everyone a copy of this exciting report that I know. So if you really can't go to sleep tonight, it'll be a good read. It's actually out in Dropbox too. I'm not going to go every page. I think it's 29 pages. Just our revenue and expenses and where we are. And we've talked before, two of our revenues, sales tax and property tax, are 60 days delayed. It's just how it is, how we collect and how it's remitted from the State Tax Commission. So just want to make you aware of that. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to call me. I'm not going to go over any of it, but hopefully that's good information for the mayor and council, just how our funds are doing and how the revenues are coming in. So the next thing is, it's required by the state auditor's office. I think this is our third or fourth year. It's the fraud risk assessment, and that's just in the Dropbox. It's a one-pager. And so I'm just going to talk about a couple of things on there. With some of the items that we've done, we have a 355 points out of 395, so we are considered a very low risk for fraud. A couple of things that we have done in the last couple of years is we did establish a formal audit committee, and we will be meeting on June 14th. And the committee right now is the mayor, Councilman Bullock, Scott, the city administrator, myself as the finance director, and we have a professional that's not part of the city, and Devin Daly, she's actually the director of accounting at Provo School District, and she'll be joining us on the committee. And a couple of things that we'll look at the firm that we have that performs the single audit. This year, we're probably too late to put that out for bid, but that's something the committee could talk about, is if we wanted to change auditors. This will be their 5th year, and you don't have to. There's nothing that says we do, but that's something. The other thing is they will look at the financials, any comments that we've had. We didn't get any comments last year, but that's something, a role, and then they can look at other things of maybe things that they want myself to look at as the finance director, or maybe more, the audit kind of does one thing, but there might be some things that we want to look at internally, and so that would be some of the things that the committee would do. So like I said, we'll meet on June 14th, so that'll be good. Scott and I are required to sign this in our roles for the city and submit this to the state auditor's office before June 30th. So we're just doing it in May, and then, like I said, the committee will meet, but that wouldn't change anything on the fraud risk assessment.
Any questions for Denise?
Good work.
Thank you.
Good work.
You know, you look at our budget, and then you see some of our, it's been in the local paper, a little bit of the surrounding communities, and, you know, we get a lot done for what we
We really do.
have in our, since I see, holy smokes, look how much Springville and Spanish Fork and Orem, Provo, American Fork and Lehigh and Linden.
Even Lyndon.
And so we thank you. You're a big part of that.
You're welcome.
And keep us going. Thank you for all you do. Okay. So, Scott, do you,
Let's do department reports.
you want to do the
and then
department
we'll
reports
review
right
the
now?
agenda. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start in the back. We usually always start with Sherry, so, you know, we get you out of the way and.
You're the first one who gets to relax after.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Then you can, if you remember anything, you can always come up a second time.
True.
What we need to do is the first one, after they're done, can leave.
Go home. Yeah.
And then everybody will want to be first.
I'd like to say something. No. So we have, again, a reminder of Memorial Day at 9 a.m. And I do have speakers lined up now. But if you have a musical number. Done.
I'd write that down.
Write that down now.
I'll second.
Are you, national anthem, Sid? National anthem? So it should be good, and and then the library, and working with Strawberry Days, is doing the Strawberry Days bingo. So you can come into the library and get the bingo card, and it's a service bingo, so you go around the community doing various things, and then can be entered in a drawing. And tonight at 7, Julianne Donaldson is speaking at the library, and if you're not familiar with her, she wrote Edenbrook, which was, I don't know, about 7 or 8 years ago, hugely popular, particularly with teenage girls and their moms. But she's got some more books that have come out since, including one right now, and so we gave out tickets. We did do it ticketed but free, but you had to have a ticket. Yeah, and they're gone. The tickets are, so we gave out 100 tickets for, which is pretty much all that will fit in our space there in the library. So, so that should be a good event. That's the last one Haley Howe, the last Miss Pleasant Grove, is doing. She did one a month while she was Miss Pleasant Grove.
So will you continue that, do you think?
I don't know. We haven't talked about
Has it been
it.
pretty popular?
Depends on the author.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also the library is planning to march in the parade. And Linden and Cedar Hills also asked us to march in their parades because we are also their library, is how they approached us. I don't know if we can get enough people willing to do 3 parades. But the theme for summer reading this year is Oceans of Possibility. So we'll be having an activity to come to the library, use our supplies and ideas to come up with kind of a costume to wear in the parade related to Oceans of Possibilities, and then go march in the parade. So we want community participation. I realize all of you are busy at the parade, but if you know anybody who has kids who think that sounds like the coolest thing ever, send them our way, and they can march with the library.
Well, at least their parades aren't as long as ours.
Yes, and I think that's why they're asking us, so they can make it slightly longer.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I see you hiding back there, so Tyler, would you come forward there? It's just,
An exception.
it was all the glow off the bald heads back there, okay? It was just,
He needs to accept his whippings right here.
Mayor, council, it's busy time at the rec center right now, and we're in full blow with everything. As far as the recreation center, baseball will actually be wrapping up in the next couple of weeks. We haven't had any rainouts, thankfully, and so the program's just kind of gone, and we're grateful. Mandy's been doing an awesome job. She's covering a lot of nights of scorekeeping and supervising, because the nature of the beast right now is just trying to cover shifts. with that said, too, at the pool, we had a lifeguard finding event today at the high school. We had our pool staff go up there, and just at the high school, just trying to drum up interest from kids to come be lifeguards at the pool.
Like they walked around in swimsuits? What does that
Yes,
look like?
they did.
What kind of, like a Baywatch type event? Like what's
Yeah,
happening?
so they were just up there, just outside the office there during lunchtime, and just trying to do every avenue we can to staff everything that we need to.
So are you short at the pool right now?
Yeah, we're shorter than we usually are.
For lifeguards specifically or everything?
For lifeguards, and so we're gonna put some stuff up, but
Okay.
yeah, we're
Is it 15 and older?
15 and over, and there's another class. We've done 2 classes up to this point, and there's gonna be another one they're offering just with this last push to get everything.
What's the
for
pay?
next
What are you
week.
paying them now?
We're up to $11.
So Eric could do it.
Yes, so
on my way.
it should fit right into your. So yeah, they're getting everything ready. But yeah, that's our major right now is just finding staff to cover so many different things. And
Speaking of staff vacancies,
So is
I
it-
just have one request.
Yeah.
I just have one request. When you leave to go to Springville,
Oh, I thought it was Mona. Mona?
same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have to leave all your PG branded clothing here.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna my
Right?
My
Right?
closet consists of blue, black, and gray. I don't have anything else in there. So, and there, yeah.
They've gone to the dark zone.
Yes, that was part of the interview. They said, "How do you go to be a red devil from a Viking?" I said, "That's the hardest thing right now. Is trying to figure out." But
Well, we are happy for you.
I've been asked to ask you, are you planning on moving to Springville?
no,
Okay,
yeah.
I did, there will be,
especially right now.
there will be somebody very happy.
Yeah, I'll be a member of this awesome Pleasant Grove community
He
for
lives
a long
out in
time.
good part.
So,
I'm just not ready to talk about it yet.
but just with that, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I just thank you. This is me. 25 years, coming up through everything in Pleasant Grove, doing everything. I just felt the winds of change in the last little bit, and talking to my wife, and just this opportunity came, and went for it, and just kind of rolling with it. I can't really explain it. I can't. I want to tell you I have a ton of respect for the people behind me and the shoes that they fill. There's a lot that they take home each day from employees going through really hard things in their personal lives to the programs that they run, the things that they do for the city. Mental health is a very, very serious thing, and they take on a lot. And they do so much. And being in those shoes finally in my life and seeing that coming up through the system, I have so much love and respect for all. And then you guys, and all you do for the city as well, that you don't know until you're in the shoes of what you guys do. And so I can't say enough about you guys and people that have surrounded me through this. Thank you. So much gratitude. And I'm going to keep being a Pleasant Grove Viking. I'm going to be at every event and at the basketball games, at the football games. And I love everyone in this room, and I'm grateful for you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good for your ears.
Thanks.
Fire chief.
You better tear up when you get up here.
I probably would if something was going on, because I'm just as bad as he is, just so you know. So I'm going to be cool and just kind of see what happens here. But Tyler's awesome. He's great to work with, so it'll be sad. But we do have some good news finally, that we're going to get our engine in service. It is here, ready to go. So I know it's kind of short notice, but I sent you guys an email. But we're going to do this Saturday at 10 o'clock, do a little ceremonial push in, clean the wheels, and transfer some water for the new engine type of thing. And so we're super excited about that. It's going to be great. So we're happy I mean, it's been like a long time coming, it seems like. Well, it has been a long time coming, but we get that going on. And then I know we had a couple fires this last week. One on Sunday, I got a couple of texts from some of you guys, and it was kind of an interesting one because we weren't sure, really suspicious at first because we ended up blew a propane tank up in the backyard and burned up 2 sheds, and we weren't sure what's going on. The guy was gone. Didn't know. Yeah, it was. But we got a picture of it. It's got a big tank in our bay right now. It's laid wide open, this propane tank. So got it all figured out. He kind of confessed what was going on. He just did reckless burning basically and got away from him and caused a fair amount of damage between power poles, power lines, and sheds, but no home damage to anyone in the homes around. So that's good. Had another fire on Friday night, attic fire. Had an individual who wanted to get rid of some bird nests up in his attic, so we figured that a blowtorch would do pretty good. Oh my gosh. And that didn't work out real well. So that took care of that. It was a little bit of damage. We had help from American Fork and some of these other agencies that backed us up, which we had a good response, got it knocked down fast, and so. Other than that, just keep them busy.
Yesterday, up the canyon.
Oh yeah, we had a 16-year-old girl who kind of pretty much, I think basically cliffed herself out as she was hiking. She was about halfway up the trail towards the falls off to the left, about 150, 200 yards. And I'm not sure if she came around from the G side or if she hiked up somewhere else, but as she came around, I think she kind of cliffed herself out to where it got super steep. She fell roughly 20 feet, kind of skidded, fell. She had some scuffs on her chin and head and her legs, but she was ambulatory. She's totally fine, just kind of roughed up a little bit. We waited for search and rescue because it was a little bit steep for us to try to just manhandle her down. So they got up there, put her on ropes, and got her down safely. So that worked out real well with search and rescue and all that stuff. So just getting busy. I think it's just time of the year. I think everybody's coming out, which is good, but keeps everybody going and busy. So other than that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Chief Roberts?
Mayor and Council, it's been a pretty good week for the police department. It's been National Police Appreciation Week, so we've had a lot of schools and families and a lot of the community come in and bring us treats and lunches and stuff, so it's been real eye-opening to see the appreciation we get from the community. It feels good. Had another good week of CERT training, had a classroom training on Thursday night and then a hands-on class on Saturday, and had a lot of good results from the class on Saturday. They did a little bit of fire suppression, some cribbing, some first aid, and they really enjoyed that, and it went very well. We'll have another week this week of Thursday and then some hands-on Saturday again, so.
About how many people would you say?
16 in the class, so yeah.
great.
So they enjoyed it, got some
That's
good
great.
feedback. I don't know if you saw the weekend paper that Jade sent out for you guys, but it was 39 pages long, so like Tyler said, it's just that with the springtime and the weather, it's getting really busy for us. From Friday night till Monday morning, we had over 100 calls. 15% of those were trips to jail, so it was really busy for the guys this weekend. So we're crossing our fingers that we can get another guy or two this fall, and really hoping for that. But it was busy, and the guys handled it well, took care of it. So it's a good weekend.
Okay, thanks, Chief.
Yep.
Public Works Director.
Well, Tyler's prayers work better than mine because he prays for no rainouts and I pray for rain. So he's doing better than I. A few items to discuss that have taken place. One is we submitted by May 15th a secondary water meter application to the state. We'll discuss that a little bit more as we discuss some other items, but the due date was May 15th, so we had to get that in. It's a really good grant. It's a 70-30, so it's a really good opportunity for the city. I've never seen a grant that generous before, so that's really good. Working with John Shees and Scott and I, we submitted it together. So it wasn't as much narrative as most. It was some small narratives with a little bit of data and some statistics. And so we were able to get that in.
Just one point on that one. I understand that there's a time frame when, that by the time that the meters have to be purchased and installed, I think there is. So we get the grant for 70, we match it for 30, and then there is a time frame on when it has to be spent. I have been in conversation with 2 legislators that say, if this time frame, because every city in the state is going to be looking for those meters, and I understand there's a shortage of them.
Yes.
Yes.
So if we need more time, so for example, Val Peterson said, I want to know if we're having a hard time, because if that time frame has to be extended, he'll write the bill.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of opportunity for that. They put a 2024 deadline in there, but we felt the same way that regardless of the time frame, we'd be able to work with them and be able to do what's needed to get the project complete, and they would work with us on that. We assumed that would be the case, but thank you for getting ahead of that.
No, we just need to know, he wants to know specifically if there's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just jump in real quick. So on the secondary water meters, and Neil alluded to this, we'll talk a little bit about this later in our council meeting, but the other 30% is going to be a loan from we've also applied for a loan. So instead of bonding at 3.5%, we think we can get this money at 1% from the state. And so again, as we talk about what the council has in front of us in the next year, just wanted to let you know, we'll revisit that here in just a minute. But.
Yeah, thank you. I sent out the little note about 2600 North, and we'll talk about that as well as needed. But we're getting some good headway on that. We've got a couple of sidewalk projects on the approval list tonight, and there will be more sidewalk projects coming that may have some challenging right-of-way issues associated with that.
How many homes are we talking about?
On 2600 North?
Yeah,
That are unhappy.
Well, there are 45 unique agreements that'll need to be taken place, and there's probably a dozen or so others that don't need agreements or aren't as challenging.
Okay.
So about close to 60, I think, is what we counted as far as parcel frontages. But yeah, as I mentioned, there's a couple other sidewalk projects that we applied for earlier. We got some funding for them. However, they weren't fully funded, because sometimes they aren't. They just divvy up the money. And some of those have some challenging right-of-way associated with those that we'll talk about at a different time as well. The best part of this week is it's National Public Works Week.
Is it really?
It is.
With the police too?
The police just ended, so it's a sunset and it's a sunrise. And so I just wanted to take a minute to express my admiration for the Public Works staff and the job that they do. And I wanted to read a quick quote. The beauty of doing nothing is that you can do it perfectly. And I'll tell you what, Public Works does a lot, and those guys do a lot. And so when you're out and about and you might see it yourself or you might hear it, if there are some things that we need to do better, that's great. I will also ask that you ask yourself, what is Public Works doing right at the same time? Because we're doing a heck of a lot right. And when you do lots of stuff, there's opportunities there. I will make mistakes and our team will make mistakes, but by and large, we're doing a whole bunch right. So that's my report.
Thanks, Tim. Our Parks Department. And Dion, when's Parks Department week come up? When's that?
I don't think they have one.
Goes right along there with city council appreciation.
appreciation.
Same week.
The same week.
I wore black for Tyler, so, I knew he wouldn't, but we're going to miss him. He's been a great associate and really good to work with. We've been busy. We're playing a lot of catch-up with the water schedules and those types of things. We had 4 main breaks this morning, from last night to this morning. We're just getting on Manila Creek. With the construction out there, they were delayed on our main valve system. They did get that up and running. When we pressured it up last week, they had a few valves that they had removed and did not report to anybody, and so those are fixed. We pressured it up today, and we had 1 frost break on our stop and waste. So that's fixed. We'll be getting water on Manila Creek here tomorrow morning. And then we had, like I say, 3 other ones, and all 3 of those got fixed today also. So we should be up and running on our irrigation. It's just busy. We went out this morning. I know this is going to make Sid mad, but I've received a few phone calls on the graffiti. We went out and removed that this morning. We'll need a little touch-up, but I was just getting way too many. One's too many, and I had to. So we went out this morning and cleaned that up. Lots of people. We're doing trash 2 or 3 times a day in some parks, especially these last couple weeks of school where we're getting 4 to 8 buses into Discovery Park at a time. And so it's really busy for everybody, and the guys are doing a good job. And yeah, we're excited. Things are coming up. Something's right around the corner, I think. We have Trail Day, Memorial Day, Strawberry Days. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So yeah, that's my report.
Thank you, Dion. Daniel.
So it was really nice to see the staff, community development, these ladies who are in the front counter running from one place to another one, sit down and enjoy some chicken and hamburger and enjoy the lunch that you guys did for us in that committee. So we're really thankful for that. They feel the support, and it was really nice to see them enjoy that. Last city council meeting, I got in touch with Laurel Cunningham. Is that her last name? Yeah. And we changed text phone numbers. And I'll be in the next meeting. They're gonna give me 15 minutes, so then we can kind of like work together on how to go hand to hand on this one. They belong to a different department, but it's very important that the historic committee works with community development. So we set up the meeting, and they allowed me for some time for the next meeting. So we'll work with them. Every day I get multiple calls. As we know, most of our area in the Grove is we're almost built out. We still have some left out parcels, and the phone call every day is, how about some multifamily, right? So the message is being that I share with them is the same that the direction that I received with you guys. We're not interested in rezone for more multifamily. They always have the option to submit an application, because we cannot deny that. But the message is we're okay with what we have. We have some zones already zoned for multifamily. And in a conversation I had today with Scott and Tina, we submit an application this afternoon, so all future townhomes, there's still some areas that allow for townhomes or multifamily, we will require driveways for every single one of them. So we're working toward that. And yeah, that's what I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
My pleasure, Mayor.
You know, we have one person from one of our citizens here in the back. Would you like to come up and give a citizen's report with these guys, or? We're glad you're here, so I'm sorry I singled you out, but you're welcome. You can come if you have anything you want to bring to the council. Okay. Denise, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Kathy?
The Professional Municipal Clerks Week was May 1st through the 7th, so
Okay.
we missed it.
All right.
I didn't want to feel left out.
Did we have lunch for you for that day, that week? Okay. Tina, do you have anything for us?
Well, since it's never Hug Your City Attorney Week, I will share an interesting experience I had on Sunday in church. I was standing in the hallway speaking with somebody, and a gentleman walked by, and he brightly smiled at me and said, "Hi." And I said, "Hi," and I had no idea who he was. He walked away, and then he walked back, and he's like, "You prosecuted me," and he was really cheerful about it. And I said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Well, I always see you and your husband in the grocery store, and I always say hi, and I know you have no idea who I am, so I thought I'd come up and say hi since I saw you at church." And he goes, "I just want to say thank you, and I got my record expunged a couple months ago, and you signed the papers for that, and so I just wanted to say thank you." And I said, "Well, that's great." So I have no idea what his name is. I have no idea what I prosecuted him for, but he was grateful that I did it, so that.
He's in your neighborhood now?
He lives in the other ward, he wasn't in my
Oh,
ward.
he's just in the building.
Yeah, he was just in the building. So some people appreciate my efforts, even if not everyone does.
Well, that's better than having them say, "Well, I just got released from prison again, and you're the cause of the first one." So,
And I know where you live.
yeah. Kyler?
Just so Dion's aware, Parks and Recreation has a whole month. It's the month of July.
So lunch every day in July.
Well, they only have one day that's Parks and Recreation Professionals Day. That's July 15th.
Okay, we're glad you,
Random bits of information I can Google. I'm competent with that. I do want to just remind you all that June 9th is our open enrollment. And so we're going to be changing a couple of our insurance providers. Our dental insurance is changing, our EAP will be changing, and our life and long-term disability will be changing this year. Then to echo what Daniel said, just thank you for those of you who participated in the employee appreciation lunch. It went really well, and the staff really appreciates. I don't know if you guys got a bite to eat until everyone was leaving, so we appreciate that.
It was wonderful.
so thank you for everything you did on that, too. So that was a lot of work, and we look forward to next year. Okay, we'll turn.
Just hot dogs next year.
So it's-
Or dollar menu from McDonald's. We're just going to let everyone run through the drive-through.
turn time to our city administrator over our.
I just want to cover a couple calendaring items for the city council. I've sent you appointments for this, but just to keep it on your radar. So this Thursday at 6 o'clock is our annual meeting with Fox Hollow Board, and that will be at that Fox Hollow at 6 o'clock. So if you have that on your schedule. We are doing a, Chief Ingeman talked about the ceremony with the new fire engine. That will be this Saturday at 10. I've sent you an appointment for that. Next week, we have a farewell luncheon for Tyler. The council, mayor and council are invited to. I've heard back, I think, from all of you, everybody but the mayor, I think is going to be able to attend. So that will be at 12:30. I've sent you an appointment for that. I think that was it for, oh, and then I sent you an appointment for the Memorial Day, 9 o'clock on Monday. So that's just our calendaring. I did send an email on Friday. There were a couple items. I was looking for some feedback from the council. So if you get an opportunity to look at that real quick and give me a couple thoughts on a couple items so I can move in a particular direction that the council would like to go, I'd appreciate that. So that's all I have. Thank you.
So you'll send out an invite for the Thursdays.
Fox Hollow?
Fox Hollow.
Did I already send it?
I don't, it's not showing up on my.
For when? I'm sorry?
Oh, nope, I didn't.
Thursday, this Thursday for Fox
I
Hollow.
just put
for
it
the
into
board
my
meeting.
calendar, so.
It's on my calendar.
Huh?
I put it on my calendar.
I think, did JT send you a,
Maybe I just put it on.
Okay. It's not coming up on mine. I am in May. That's all right. I know what it is.
well, it's coming right now.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you.
Okay. And if we want to review the agenda real quick, we can jump into that. So,
We still got 15 minutes, so
Okay.
let's do that.
So I think we have 5 items, and I think Neil has 4 of the items. And so we're going to have Neil introduce his 4 items, and then I'll cover the last one.
We've been pretty good at getting rid of vehicles. So that's one of them, is to surplus a vehicle. The other one is the riveting 393-page pre-disaster mitigation document that I'm sure you've all read cover to cover.
Actually, the judge does.
And it is a document, it's an important document that's updated periodically, and the last one was done in 2017. That is, gives us direction in mutual aid and coordination with our surrounding communities. It was produced and supported and sponsored by Mountain Land Association of Government, MAG. And we are offering to adopt that, and it will help us in the event of an emergency with FEMA funds and other coordination items. The next up are the 2 sidewalk projects. One is on 400 East, related to Central Elementary, $87,940.40. And it's a good project. We don't have it all funded, but we'll fund the rest of it with the city funds. And it's a good opportunity for us to leverage our dollars with the safe routes to school. The other project is out in front of the swimming pool to get that sidewalk up to standard and create a curb there. It will increase the safety and provide a bump stop for those parking in those angled stalls so that cars know to stop and they don't bump up against that sidewalk and then come around the corner there along Locust. Any questions related to those items?
Yeah, just on those 2 sidewalk bids, on the, not like you had a lot of people wanting to do sidewalks right now, is that?
We got 2 bidders is all.
Bidders.
One was this A. Wolf, who's done work for us before, and the other was Geneva Rock. And it was what we call a we don't want the job bid. So we were just glad that we got a legitimate bid to do it, which is still very, very over budget. Right now, concrete is unavailable, even if any of us called to get concrete. The cement powder is in extreme demand. That's part of the delays at Manila Pond. Our local cement powder supplier had a major fire that was devastating and catastrophic in Ash Grove, and put them out of commission for a while. And so it's a very challenging time for even cement powder and ultimately concrete.
Well, what does that do for the jobs that we have that are going to be, like, not just the sidewalk, but other jobs that you've got that are on the dock?
Well, they're hoping that they'll be back into full swing by July. So right now, it's a really intense time. They're not even batching or scheduling concrete on Fridays, which before they were scheduling through Saturday and even Sunday morning pours. And so we've got a 4-day window and everybody asking, and you're getting on a list, and you're getting on the call waiting list that for cancellations. So you're getting your projects all ready and hoping that you might get a call to be able to pour, or they're scheduling way out, or they're saying you're not on the list to even schedule.
So what does that do for the monies that we've budgeted, or, I mean, does that alter, like, the jobs that are waiting to be done?
Yeah, I mean, even our projects, even our Manila Pond pump station requires that cement powder for the brickwork and the masonry, and they're delayed. And so it's just a ripple effect with every job where the brick masons have job to job to job. Now they're in a queue for our job and other jobs. And then that in turn delays the electrical placement and all the panels and everything associated with it. Challenging time, but some good news is the contractor for the pickleball courts mentioned that they want to start quickly to get going on those, and then they're hopefully going to time it just right with when the concrete and the cement supply is back up and running.
So July, but you won't demo the tennis until it's ready to go, or?
Well, they're going to move forward with getting it ready.
There's a lot of demo to do.
Because there's a lot of to do, and you have to kind of be ready for the concrete. You can't be out a ways, so we're moving forward with that.
My recommendation, why don't we talk to the school coach, high school coach, tell him what's happening, and have him work with us to open up those courts.
Okay.
Well, I'll talk with them, and we'll see what we can work out there.
Just to preempt any phone calls.
Yeah.
We'll work with Dion to get some signs and do that coordination.
Okay. Thanks, Neil.
Yep.
Our last item is in regards to a development agreement that we entered into with Drew Armstrong a few years ago for him to build his four-story building that he currently has. We worked a parking agreement out with him that he paid us $50,000, or set up to pay us $50,000. We're going to be paid over time, $10,000 a year over 5 years for us to supply 8 parking stalls for him. So with our current alignment and what we have in our parking lot at City Hall, we felt we had enough room to dedicate 8 stalls for that building. We did need to be compensated. We will be compensated. We'll hold on to that money for now, and if we feel like we need to use that for additional stalls, we have some room in order to do that. Not necessarily where the back home is, but just to the south of that. So we'll make that determination later. The money will be there. What Drew has come back, he wants to do another 4-story building. You can see that he's cleared off that area to help revitalize our downtown, and this will have a retail on the bottom, just like the other one, and then have on top of that will be some living apartments. So with that, he needs 2 more stalls in order for that to happen. So he's asked that we would work out 2 more stalls of our parking lot for another $10,000, so it'll be $60,000 all in on that, payable over 5 years. And then also as part of that deal, there is kind of a park strip in between the City Hall parking lot and his development, and we are asking him to maintain it and take that over. Right now, it's something that we maintain and take care of. But as part of the arrangement, we would ask that he maintain it and take care of it and take that time and resource to do that. There's also a couple other minor things we're working out in regards to garbage pickup and having that shielded from public view and some of the things that come with that. But so that's what we have in our council meeting is a development agreement to entertain that. Is there any questions or concerns regarding moving forward on that?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have that on our agenda. So that's all we have for today. For next week, June 7th. Will be our next meeting. We have 5 Tuesdays this month, and so we'll have 3 weeks in between our next meeting. Can you remind me, Kathy, what we had?
Report from the Design Review Board.
Okay, we'll be inviting the Design Review Board to come and introduce themselves and tell us what they're working on.
Hopefully the boundary adjustment.
Okay, and then we have a boundary adjustment we've been working with Cedar Hills on that still has some work to do. If that gets all arranged, we'll have that in front of you. So that's all we have for now. Well, there'll be more items on the 7th, but that's what we have.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, I have a question for you. Where's Drew? Is he getting close to breaking ground on his development there?
Well, it depends how close is close, but he submitted his plans. We finished the first round of reviews, gave comments back. He's waiting for his landscape plans to resubmit, and then we'll do the second round of reviews. Usually on the second one, the developers tackle most of the items, but there's always 1, 2, or 3 that are left out. So we have to put a time of, say, in the next couple months, and
Yeah.
after that, he has to apply for the building permit. We're still working on the site plan.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if it's in the process.
It is in the process, it is in the
Okay.
process. We finished the first round, he's on the second round.
Sorry, I forgot to mention, on our work session agenda, we did
Oh,
have
Daniel,
a
hold on.
line. What, sorry?
I just want Daniel to go too far,
Oh, okay, yeah, stick around.
if that's okay.
We have an item on there to talk about the public works funding, the bonding that we've talked about doing this summer. So we have some things we need to discuss in executive session. We'll come out of executive session and come back into open session, and then we'll have that discussion in our open session and council meeting. Does that make sense, how we'll,
Yeah,
the order of
thanks
that?
for clarifying that,
Just so
Scott.
you know, we're not skipping over that one.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, you know what, I'm just gonna make a note, I'll just text you, or email you. I just have a couple of questions, update questions. Thanks, man.
Okay, with that, I don't think we have anything else to handle this, so I think we'll take a break, and I ask for a motion to adjourn from our work session.
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second?
Second. All in favor?